1999.
My dudes, qué gusto saludarlos nuevamente en estas entrevistas que tenemos con tus artistas favoritos y también con propuestas y también artistas que están por visitar la ciudad. A nosotros nos encanta traerte pues esa información previa a, y por eso el día de hoy me encuentro con Emily, que es de Metric. Hello.
What's up?
How
Hello.
are you, Emily?
So happy to be coming back to Monterey. You don't even know. So excited.
Yes, I mean, we're really excited to have you back, and it's really, really soon. But I think like the last time you were here, well, I would like to know, did you have time maybe to know a little bit more about the city? Do you remember anything or something about?
The only great thing is that we got to have a great rooftop birthday party at a lovely hotel. So I really appreciated that, but it was very short. It was kind of like after the show, we had a few hours, and I'm hoping this time I'll get a chance to explore the city a little bit more.
Yes, hopefully you have the time to maybe try some food or maybe meet more of your fans. I think they're really excited to see you back in Monterey. And also I think like this is a really big moment because not only you're coming back, but also you're coming with a new baby, which is a new album,
Yes.
Terra 2. So can you tell me a little bit more about this?
Sure. I mean, it's such a sort of emotional moment for us because as we all went through this hellish 3-year pandemic, we all dealt with things in different ways and had lots of challenges. And for us, we tried to just put our head down and work, right? So when we kind of came up for air, we realized we had these 18 songs. We had cut all kinds of things. We'd just missed lots of things, but when we looked at what we wanted to keep, it was 18 songs. So we had to decide the best way to share this body of work with the world. So we decided to just make it 2 separate albums and make the second one a surprise, the part 2 a surprise. So we released Formentera 1, and then we just have announced that this one is coming out October 13th. And what I hope is that when you listen to it, it's what we wanted it to be, which is like a sonic escape to make you feel good and deal with whatever emotions you might be having and have a dance party and just escape for a little while. So we're so excited, and we feel really lucky to get to bring this to Monterey.
Yes, I mean, you're just saying that you made this on, the pandemic, all of this music. There's a lot of music that artists made during these hard times, but even though we are already past that, there's a lot of other things that we can like keep listening to the music, and this music help us, to go through all of another troubles, other problems. So I think for Formentera is something that your fans, well, they didn't expect the part 2, the sequel, but now I think they're really excited. You have this release on October 13th, I think.
Yes.
Okay. So
yeah, and you're right. That's such a good point, because in a way it's too bad. I mean, imagine if only we were saying, oh good, the pandemic's over, now the world is perfect. It's like, oh dear. Yeah, that's not exactly what we're dealing with. So, and we really didn't, it's not like about, it's not like a double album about the pandemic. It's more music about how to deal with these hard times, as you say, and mostly how to like energize and move on with your life and feel inspired to keep going.
Yes. What would you say is like your favorite song from the 18 songs that you kind of it was hard for you to or it's hard for you to pick, right? I know, but what would you say that this is a song that you want people to listen to, pay attention to?
Oh, I'm so bad at answering this question always, but I mean, I feel like just for can I choose 2?
Yes,
one for each. Okay, so I feel like what Metric tries to bring to people is like sort of a way to articulate some of the harder feelings, emotions, and thoughts that are can lead you to feeling anxious and depressed. And as a writer, I try to express those things so that it can like help people feel a little bit less alone. But we also really like to make people dance and party. So it's always trying to get these two things in there.
Yeah.
So for the dancing and partying, I would definitely say Just the Once, because it's just, I call it regret disco, which I think is funny, where it's just like, oops, we said it would just be the one time, but maybe things slid a little bit, and you can just crank it up and be like, look, I made a mistake, I screwed up, what are you going to do about it? And let it go. So I feel really like that song is great for that.
Yes.
And then for the other sort of introspective part, I think Nothing is Perfect is kind of a way to, when you listen to it, you can just kind of lie back and be like, kind of similarly, like cut yourself some slack, because it's nothing is perfect. So, and I love the end. I'm really excited to play it live, because at the end I just go like, nothing, nothing, nothing. And I just want to get like, stadiums full of people being like, nothing.
Yes, I
Like it's such
know.
a funny thing to sing along to, but let's, yay, nothing. We all love it.
I think like there's some positive on these kinds of words, and of course this help us to understand that we can control something. I think that's something really special from these songs. And as you say, it doesn't matter if it's a song like make you dance, but at the end of the day, maybe the lyrics are a little bit not so danceful.
Totally.
You just enjoy what you're doing because it's music at the end of the day. I think that's
Yeah.
what make us be like together in these kinds of situations, either bad or good. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why your fans connect a lot with Metric, because it's not only about the music, which is really good, but also the lyrics that they connect with. So thank you very much for that.
Working on it.
So you have like also we have a lot of things going on. There's the new album. You're coming to Monterey, you're coming back to Monterey, and also you're celebrating 20 years of your debut album. So I will take this because I would like to know, I don't think it's a hard question. I don't know, you will tell me, but I would like to know what's that one thing that you learned from that album, from making that album, that you keep using for the other years, and one thing that you will never do again that you learned from that album.
Oh, cool. That's a great question. Yeah, I mean, I think especially now because we're playing those songs again, and it's kind of weird to have a new album out at exactly the same time. So we're playing brand new songs and songs from the very beginning next to each other, and it sounds like no time has passed. Very strange feeling. So I think the thing I would do is what we did there is we were not afraid to be original and to be kind of strange. Like when you think about what was happening in 2003, it was, a lot of our friends were part of the like garage rock New York scene and indie sleaze, and our friends in broken social scene and our, part of that. And there were all these sounds that were happening, but what we were doing was not not happening. It wasn't an electronic music moment. And we were just like, yeah, but that's us, And when I think of the first song on that record, it's called IOU. And, it's like 4 songs in one. It's like, I'm not singing about normal, lyrics. Like, I feel like mostly people just sing love songs, which is also totally great. But, my lyrics are about like 10-year-old female enemy soldiers. And, it's kind of like, what? But, I listen to it now, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And so I would say that I'm going to keep doing is, no matter how strange and weird the idea, stick with it if it feels right. The thing I would change, and I was laughing about this, is I was very stubborn, still stubborn, but a little bit less. And I insisted with the producers that we use no reverb on my voice. So reverb, for your listeners, they probably know, but it's like the sound that makes everything sound big and beautiful. And I was like, no, like I'm punk rock. Like I don't want anything making me sound pretty. That's phony, and I don't want to be like that. That's fake. and I actually found one moment where they did get, I'm like, did they use a little bit on that one? But if you listen, it's crazy. It's like a bone dry vocal. That I think, on the one hand, yeah, staying true, but I think that's definitely something that I have changed. And now I'm like, let's experiment, let's play with delays and reverbs and saturation and distortion. And so I'm more open-minded in that way.
That's amazing. I think I wanted to ask this because we can hear, and there's really always the essence of metric, but there's things that we don't know that change, and that's something that you can tell us. And well, there you go, guys. So before we go, you have a date with us on November 22. We're waiting for you, really excited, and of course we will receive you with open arms. I just want to say that you guys represent something really important in the music industry, which you just said on this explanation, which is, the independent underground, different, alternative, and there's a lot of new bands and artists that will like to be so open about doing all of these things without being scared, and you guys did it. So I think you're a really big example for that. Anything you want to say to all of these people and to the people in Monterey who's waiting for you?
Oh, I mean, yes. First of all, we cannot wait to come and play a concert for you guys. And we're going to, toil over the set list to throw the best party we can. And then, yeah, if you're someone who's trying to do things your own way, it's not just in music, it's in everything. We all feel it constantly, this pressure to conform to whatever it may be. And, I guess I would just say, if you can push through and stick to it, in my experience, it really sucks a lot of the time, but the reward is that there's meaning to your life. And I think what we see now, owning all our own music, which is just, it came at a cost, but it's what gives the meaning to us now. When we say, oh, people notice, oh my goodness, Metric's made it for 20 years. It's different than if you were just part of a big machine. That's 20 years of us staying true to, for us, what it was meant to be. And it can look like anything, it doesn't have to be these ideas about rigid independence. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's your own definition of success. So I would love nothing more than to inspire people to listen to themselves of what that means for them,
Perfect. Thank you very much, Emily. Thank you very much for your words, your time, and your patience. And we will see you on November 22.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
See you then.
Ahí
you have to come to the show.
Yes. Go to the show. Vayan a este concierto el 22 de noviembre, Metric en Monterrey. Nosotros tenemos que continuar con más a través de D99.